Yeah.
But Jonathan and Atlantic and Marcelo, they usually give the Atlantic guys the hardest matchups. Greg had an insanely tough matchup.
Yeah, that was a tough one. Walker Vivian also does that with his. He gives his guys really hard fights.
That's because Walker's a very good coach.
He's a good and a good matchmaker.
And a good matchmaker. An incredible matchmaker, might I add.
So I think oh golly, hard right hand to the left kick.
Dylan's got incredible
Dylan Williams.
He's got good hand speed, and he's
got good speed. His body.
I was about to say that his footwork is incredible, but I've noticed an immediate change in the style of Dylan Williams from his last MMA fight to this fight. There's no empty movement now.
No, it's very intentional.
Everything's with intent.
We call this Zanshin, where he is focused and he is locked in on what he's doing. He's engaged with the activity. When we talk about giving your own guys bad matchups, it's similar. My children are in my kids' class. Oh, hard right hand.
Juice. Dylan loads it up. He's all over him. Dylan Williams is pouring it on after a beautiful cross, leaves his opponent shaken. Trey Barnhardt has been here before. He's been hurt before, but
yeah, he's unbothered.
He's putting a lot of pressure on him early here.
He's stoic.
And Dylan's had an issue. Oh, wow. Just big brothers him against the fence. Dylan's had a slight problem before with pouring too much on too early. So I'm really glad he didn't just jump on the first opportunity to jump on the ground there.
Did he remember it was an MMA fight? Oh, good. Beautiful. Uppercut to two.
Beautiful 1-2. Beautiful 1-2.
Barnhardt a little non-committal in those punches, unwilling to extend to the full range of his punches. Dylan Williams in firm control of this fight, both from a positional standpoint, the footwork, the angle, the distance, and he's got Barnhardt on the cage.
This is looking like vintage villain right here.
Oh, spinning back kick, barely misses. Oh, that hurt.
Yeah,
that hurt me.
Barnhardt is taking an assault right now. It's a storm, right? And sometimes the strategy is about weathering the storm.
Oh, golly.
Oh! Dylan immediately is passing with a high overhook.
He punched while sprawling.
He's trying to knee cut to the outside, but you can see that Barnhardt's triangled that back leg. He's actually got him very dead to rights right here. Dylan can't continue to try to pass. He has to adjust. If he continues to try to pass, he will get his back taken.
Or get twisted.
Yeah, that because he has that overhook, that's the other thing that can happen. Trey has to be educated on the twister to make that work, whereas anybody can get rear naked choke. If you've seen like a Halle Berry movie, you can rear naked choke somebody. Reverse lockdown for Trey Barnhardt. So now Trey can start moving side to side and disrupting the weight. It's only 30 seconds, but it should be, if nothing else, he can hang here for the rest of the time and be relatively safe. The only problem right now is that he's really dedicated to keeping this underhook, and it's not doing him any favors. It's not helping him at all. He needs to get that other arm back involved so he can start pushing Dylan to the back. He can never take his back as long as Dylan has that overhook. Good. So now he's in the truck, but he can't. He's like, I don't know what to do. He literally was like, I don't know. All he has to do is reach and grab the neck and pull, and he would have got the twister. But you really have to be educated on the truck to get the finishing mechanics on a twister correct.
Barnhardt looking at his arm. Oh, he's looking for the source of the blood. I think that you're exactly right. I think he said, bro, I don't exactly know what move I'm supposed to be doing here. This is a weird situation. I was mentioning earlier, like when I coach my own kids, I'm harder on them than the rest of the team. So I imagine when you're a promoter, putting your own fighters in, that you have to be harder just to prevent the idea of nepotism or of favoritism.
Yeah, or it's happened to a promotion that shall remain nameless, but you create the entire promotion, the entire event as a showcase for your guys, but then they lose so much that you have to turn it into a regular MMA event, which has happened. You turn it into a showcase and they keep losing the easy matchups you make for them, so you start making real matchups to give it some legitimacy.
You accidentally made an exciting promotion. Doctor coming to look at this cut. I didn't see where it was. And he says, we're good.
Oh, Brian Battle's fight has just ended in a no contest due to an illegal eye poke.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Bummer.
That's bummer. Brian Battle, one of my favorite MMA fighters of all time.
Thanks, Coach Cody, for the results. I appreciate it. I can't be watching the feed here. Got to keep it fresh. All right, Dylan Williams back in the center of the octagon early. You saw he like charged the center of the octagon.
Yeah, just a swagger and a presence. He's communicating with his body language that he owns the cage.
Yeah, he wants that presence in the cage. And now another high kick catch for Dylan Williams. Sorry about that.
You stepped on the Calvin Kleins.
Not the Kleins.
Oh, good hard left kick from Dylan Williams. Barnhardt with that left, and if he would commit to his punches, I think they might be there, but it's just so scary to commit with that fast twitch, that fast movement of Williams. But Barnhardt, stoic, a veteran, nonplussed, unbothered, and finishes the takedown.
Now, Dylan's actually nice, and he's got to finish by guillotine here, too. He just needs to put the chin to the back. If he puts the chin to the back, he should be... Oh, no. Trey's safe now. He's outside the leg. Dylan's got to start adjusting and start wall walking quick.
Barnhardt pressuring with that crossface under the chin of Williams, but Williams remaining calm and composed. You mentioned he was mature and patient now.
This has been a problem area for him in the past. Like, grappling's not his strong suit. He definitely is a stronger striker, but his hips are stubborn. He does change the position slightly, but you got to be so careful. He tries to athlete his way out. You can't just keep doing that over and over again.
Not against a skilled guy like Trey Barnhardt.
That's a beautiful Kimura trap by Trey Barnhardt there. And now he's got full back control with one arm isolated. This is not going to get better. It's likely to get worse unless there's an extreme change of position from the guy who's having his back attack. He's got to fight the top hand. The top hand's going to come in and start choking him any second. He's got to start fighting that hand immediately.
Peep the cut on Barnhardt's eye.
And he's trying to, instead of using legitimate defenses, he's trying to just wall run and like do all this stuff. Yeah, you're just not, once you get to this level where other guys know how to fight, being the better athlete is just simply not enough. You got to actually have some technique and some poise and some power. Now Dylan Williams sweeps the position. Beautiful sweep. 50 seconds left. He can make an impact in this round with some shots. That is beautiful.
And he lets him up.
I mean, he doesn't want to engage in the jiu-jitsu too much more. He feels not the strongest there. Barnhardt was able to keep him at bay with the lockdown, and then he was able to control him there. So there's some kind of advantage Barnhardt has in the grappling that Dylan's seeing and feeling.
He's feeling, I don't want to be here.
Exactly. Even if he's on top, he feels like he can get swept.
Yeah, well, Dylan has definitely been winning the striking exchanges.
Nice.
Handily.
Nice.
Good sprawl with the crossface.
I've been in those positions before where a similar thing has happened in a jiu-jitsu match, and I've been like, oh, I feel like I just got lucky that I got to the sweep to the top position. And that's kind of what I felt like maybe Trey was too invested in getting his weight higher.
Yeah, and Dylan has won every single striking exchange in this fight.
100%. Did Trey do enough to make this an even fight going into the third? I don't know. But he did have I saw a path, I saw a door that he could open in the next round.
They better put some pressure on that cut before that doctor comes over and looks at it, because it's in a bad spot.
Yeah, it's in the fight stopping spot.
They got to get control of that cut. That's not a thing. That's one of those, like, as a coach, that you kind of learn on the job. Mm-hmm. You know, there are guys that are real good at it, and guys that you know, I was never given any training on how to do that. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, but you just like kind of learn as you go what works. Ice and pressure. Ice and some Vaseline.
I think I'd like to do maybe a cut man type class sometime eventually, but I do okay with blood, but I'm not excited about it.
I don't love it. I don't love it. What's funny is I'm pretty squeamish, but when you're in there, it's not a big deal.
You know, cut man is one of the hardest. It's like the dying profession of fighting. You know, if you guys are experienced nurses, EMTs, doctors, and you want a pathway into the fight game, you could become a cut man. If you get good enough, you could be on Showtime doing cut man boxing really quickly.
Yeah. That's an important job.
Exactly.
Especially at high level with a lot on the line.
And it's just like a piano tuner. There's fewer and fewer every day, which makes them more valuable.
Dylan has slowed down a little bit with the striking.
He does. He does, but he did so in this fight much later because there's less empty movement. But
Barnhardt's leg is compromised.
I didn't like that look on that leg either, yeah.
Barnhardt tried to step forward to commit to a strike for the first time in this fight, and his leg gave out from underneath him.
That cut is opening up on the eye of Trey as well.
He grimaces in pain as Dylan slams him.
He knocked his mouthpiece up into his teeth. I think that's what he was grabbing his teeth for.
Oh, hard body kick is on the way up from Dylan Williams. Dylan has shown such a variety of strikes and looks, level changes, feints. Look at these feints. But Barnhardt is crafty and unbothered. But Barnhardt might be overly composed during these striking exchanges because he is losing them. Oh, hard spinning back fist lands, and then the straight right lands.
It's been all Dylan Williams in this round.
Up, down, up with the jab. Very good jab sequence of feinted jabs. Look at him, the feint.
You can't really show a level change feint if your opponent knows you don't want to grapple.
But it can be used to lull that person into not reacting to a level change.
Yeah, that's true.
And so he's up, down, up with the jab is a very good sequence. Hard low kicks. And Barnhardt just sort of
Freezing.
You know, just sort of conceding a lot of these exchanges. I don't know whether he's waiting on Williams to get tired or he's waiting on an opportunity.
Oh, beautiful shot by Dylan. Incredibly accurate considering the position.
Hit him on the takedown attempt.
And that was right on the cut also.
He hit him the way that everyone that doesn't know how to grapple thinks that they're going to defend takedowns.
I'll just punch him.
Yeah, I'll just punch him. I just knock him out, bro. Ooh, hard right hand. Good head movement. We've not seen much kicking from Barnhardt. We've seen head movement from Williams.
Yeah, because Dylan is so movement-oriented, when he has suffered in the past, it's because people really pressured his legs, and Barnhardt's not really going to that well at all.
Is he not kicking as a tactical choice, or is he not kicking because that leg is compromised?
I felt like after the second round, that leg was indeed a little unstable.
Ooh, off time with the right hand is Dylan Williams. Off time with the left. He's changing the rhythm. He's changing the rhythm. He's lulling Barnhardt into a rhythm so that he can then change it.
A little over 10 seconds here left.
Fighting has a rhythm.
10 seconds left now.
You know what Maya Angelou says? Oh, a Superman punch.
Oh, really? When did she say that?
Left. And then Barnhardt with a great left, but a little bit too late.
Just slightly over the line. Dylan Williams returns to MMA triumphantly in a very one-sided contest.
Yeah.
Trey Barnhardt is very excited to see what is next.
Everything in the universe has a rhythm. Everything dances. As we are in Winston-Salem. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this varied striking from Dylan Williams. Mixing up the levels, mixing up the angles, mixing up the timing, punching on the offbeats. Trey Barnhardt maybe just a little slow to start, a little overly composed. Sometimes when you're very experienced and very balanced and very composed and very patient, you can just let a person who has less those things run away with the fight. Barnhardt was very dangerous in the grappling. But Dylan Williams was just too good with the striking.
All right, fighters to the center of the cage, and we have a judge's decision is in with your winner out of the blue corner, Dylan Williams.
Great victory for Dylan Williams over a tough opponent in Trey Barnhardt.
No,